If fear is at work in a man, it means that somehow you received it. Are we together now? Whether you are aware or not, the Bible, anything given has to be received to find expression. As many as received him, you shall receive power. So the Bible is saying God had not given us the spirit of fear. This is a very powerful revelation. Whatever you have not gotten the spirit of, you have not gotten that reality. So if the spirit of revelation is not upon you, you cannot have revelation. No matter how you read, the spirit is what empowers you. If the spirit of the blessings, the wealth of the kingdom does not come upon you, no matter what you do physically, it will not give it expression. That means God starts to lift people by introducing them to the spirit component of everything that he wants to bring them into. That every physical dimension here has a matching spiritual dimension, and that God will grant you access, listen carefully, to the spirit dimension of that reality. And then sooner or later you will begin to walk in that reality. So death is a spirit, and before a physical death happens, there is a proposition in the realm of the spirit. And somehow, if for any reason you receive that spirit, then what you have received will begin to manifest. Life is also a spirit, that it is possible that you can receive it, and no matter what the barrier is, the reality of it will come upon you. Favor is a spirit. It's not just a goodwill. That means the spirit can come upon you, and that spirit itself will alter your behavior and alter those around you to begin to reflect it. Listen, the characteristics of spirits is that they use bodies and they use minds for expression. When a spirit is around you, upon you, or within you, it will begin to alter you to reflect it. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Yes. That means if a gentleman has a spirit that makes him steal, for instance, now he may not even know he has received that spirit. Everything around him is reflecting that there is an influence higher and greater than him, compelling him to steal. If you hide money under this pulpit, he should not know, but the spirit, like word of knowledge, will cause him to bend and take that money out. He doesn't have to know he is being led, because he has received the spirit. Are we together now? So the first information is that a man only begins to rejoice when the spirit of your result has been received. That every result and every dimension has a spirit component, and that when you have it, then it is a reality. Listen very carefully. Elijah knew this, and when he began to pray, there was something he was looking for. That rain in itself has a spirit component. Are we together now? And the moment he started seeing that manifestation, he knew that something had already been crystallized in the realm of the spirit, and he began to run. And within a short time, there was a thick cloud. God has not given us the spirit of fear. The second thing I want you to learn is how God deals with fear. Look how dangerous fear is, that it takes 3 dimensions of God's spirit to totally conquer fear. Look at how God addresses fear. That because of how dangerous and serious this operation is, it is not enough to give you power. It won't conquer fear. That there is a tripartite combination of power, of love, and of a sound mind. This is what will totally conquer fear in a man's life. So God has not given you the spirit of fear, but to shield you from the effect of fear, he gives you the spirit of power. He gives you the spirit of love. He gives you the spirit of sound mind. Listen, that means there is a relationship between weakness and fear. If he gives you power, it's because weakness is associated with fear. Are you getting what I'm saying now? there is a relationship between weakness and fear, that every time you are not aware of strength, the reaction is that you can allow fear to find expression. Number two, that there is a revelation of the love of God and love towards men, that if you do not sustain, fear will be inevitable. Number three, there is a relationship between a depraved understanding and fear. Look at how God solves the issue of fear. Love, power, a sound mind. Do you know, listen, let me tell you this. Fear looks like a very simple issue, but did you know that every other spirit waits for fear to walk? If you reject fear, you can reject every other spirit. The Bible says, and to deliver them who through the fear of death have all their lifetime been subject to bondage. Meaning that every spirit is at the mercy of fear. It is fear that has the courage to open the door. That every oppression of darkness that comes to you stands waiting for fear to give them access. And that fear begins to manipulate your understanding, and that if you lack power, you lack love, you lack a sound or an enlightened mind, you will give fear access, and with fear every other manifestation. Many people fail in life not necessarily because of ignorance, because of fear. The fear to take steps, the fear to arise, the fear to minister, the fear to do so many things. That's why when angels appear, the first thing they tell people is fear not, because they know that the weakness of men wires them to be afraid.